Scorpio, get this. It is 1:11 a.m. right now. And it's just adorable that the Virgo video started at 11:11. The Libra video started at 12:12. And then the Scorpio video started at 1:11. So I really like that kind of synchronicity. Yeah, I do. It's really, really cute. I like it. Anyways, what's up, bitch? Okay, so what's going on for Scorpio? Just like mid-January, coming to the close of Capricorn season and seeing what's going on, what's to come. All right, I've been trying to keep these readings short, and these are still only like a one demon draw so that I can really dip into the Halloween Oracle, since we didn't really last time. It's been hit and miss, I would say. Some of it's a lot more thorough than others. We'll see how it goes. Oh, so I'm running a contest. It was supposed to end on the 16th, but I extended it because no one has won yet. So you can go watch Synchronicity Surprise, the video that I posted last week, to see what that's about. It's really easy. I don't need any of your personal information, so go check that out and you can enter the contest. Seems like there's quite a few things going on right now, Scorpio. What's that about? Interesting. Did you see how they were just popping out? I haven't had that happen at all this week. Like, it's been like they fall, but none of them shooting out like that. Something real, maybe intense, but something happening fast, maybe even. Woo! Interesting. I feel like it's like this. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put this here. And then, okay, this will stay here. Alright. I think that's it. I think I'm gonna call it there. That card wanted to come out and I pushed it back. Alright. 3 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Abundance. So, really getting what you want here, Scorpio. I have always said that Scorpios are big manifestors and things come to them easily. And I think others have retorted with the joke that Scorpios don't experience karma because their karma is that they're a Scorpio, right? Things come very easily to Scorpios. They really, truly do get what they want. So to see cups, which is water for your sign, but to see abundance sounds absolutely right. Absolutely right. Up top here, we have the Ace of Swords. So we shall get into that more in a moment. Let's see what's going on. Work, life, finances, wealth, status, career, jobs. What's going on in the money departments? You got 2. I'll honor it. We got Genga Grima and Agares. Okay. Let's see about that. And then we're going to ask for some channeled messages. For Scorpio, we're just looking to get a card or 2 to get us started when it's time for the Halloween Oracle. But channeled messages for Scorpio. Things Scorpios need to know from anywhere and anyone and anytime and any place. Okay, Skull of Light Illumination. Yeah, I love that. Ooh, I feel it right here. My rising sign too. You know, I saw a tweet that was like, you should really be watching your rising signs. And I'm like, no. I totally resonate with my sun sign. Like, all day, every day. You know, I love sun sign videos for me. But it's funny because that card popped out and I literally felt it in my skull. And it was like, okay, so I feel like whatever this message is, I'm also going to resonate with it, which I guess you didn't need to know, but I thought I would share that in case maybe you're meant to look at your rising sign video or something. Okay. Or if you're cross-watching for Scorpio and you have a Scorpio rising, it's for both of you in a sense. That's what I'm getting because I feel like this is for me. Not necessarily the whole reading, but the channeled message specifically, okay? Anyway, that's good. Let's get going. Up top, we have Ace of Swords. All right, so this was 3 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So your energy, your essence, very abundant, sweet. We knew that. That's like in the bag. We got that. Right now, the focus could be on an air sign for sure, but it can also be that you are really focusing in on what you're working towards. You're maybe typically a little more sporadic, a little more this and that and the other, and trying to do too much. In a way, I've been saying that so much tonight for everyone, like doing too much. But not doing too much, but doing too many things. I think that's drastically different, because you might not even be doing enough because you're doing so many different things that you don't have time to invest in them all, right? Or at least equally. So it's time you pick a path basically and stick to it. But I think you have figured that out. I think you know who you are and what you need to do, and what challenge is meant to face and what's meant to pass. Okay, so I think you're really kind of focusing in, and you're getting that sword swinging, right? But not idlessly. I don't think that was a good word, but very meticulously, very on point. Let's see what's going on. Here's the thing about the swords. The first card that you have down here is the 9 of Swords, which is cruelty. So self-hating, pretty much. Torturing yourself. Being completely tore up inside, right? Could even be an addiction. Often something harder than alcohol kind of thing. Self-harm, okay? It can be any of that stuff, but 9 of Swords is coming from within, and it's directed at the self. Okay. And then we have the Lovers. So you might be kicking yourself about a relationship. You might be feeling like you're not doing enough, or, you don't want to do it anymore, or you are missing it, something along that lines. The Lovers being a relationship could also be a decision, and you are just absolutely torturing yourself on which way to go. Whether or not it's in regards to a relationship is up to you. Could also be a Gemini that you're dealing with. All right. You might have Gemini in your chart. And then we have adjustment. Okay. So Libra, Gemini and Libra right next to each other. A lot of you might be dealing with an air sign here. Okay. It's hard to say you're not, because it's swords, Gemini, Libra, and then cups, swords. So almost unmistakably, there is an air sign. Could be partnership, relationship, could be business, could be parent and sibling, could be brother and sister. There's some major air sign to where there's so much air right here that this 9 of Swords might even be them. But it's time that you stepped in to do something about it. You might be watching someone destroying themselves, right? Specifically, possibly an air sign. Okay? And you got to step in. You got to do something. That's what this fight is, all right? Because the thing is, too, you love them. 2 of Cups. There's love there. This is what love is. Okay? And it's coming from a Taurus. We're like the expert lovers, all right? And Gemini is the Lovers. So take it from a Taurus-Gemini relationship that this is what love is. No matter what that love is. No matter what that relationship is. Someone, most likely an air sign, is struggling right now. And you need to help them. Be for love. Never for money. Always for love. Talking Heads. Princess of Swords. Okay. I think they'll accept the help. If this was the Prince of Swords, I would think they'd be a little more resilient. Definitely adding a little feminine energy to the swords. So air sign, even female, I would go as far as to say. Definitely emphasizing the idea that it could be like a child, a daughter. Because it's the princess, but because it's swords is a masculine element. So I find that interesting. It could just be as simple as the person taking the first step, whereas the Prince of Swords is going to be like, no, I don't want your help. I'm going to fight you. The Princess of Swords is more willing to take it. She can be more talked into it. She's kind of like, okay, I'm ready to work on this. Okay, it could be a little petty. It could be a little resilient at first, but ultimately, I think this person, when you approach them with help, I think they'll take it. But this adjustment, you gotta get used to it. That's what love is. Okay? This is what love really is. If you want to be in love, if you want to say you love someone, you got to take care of them. You got to nurture them. It's not just I love you and then you go on with your life. Like, no, you have to. This is in sickness and in health. This is the bonds that you create when you speak love into your world. You manifested this love and then you got it, and now it's time to do it. But I think you're ready to take on that responsibility truly. I think this would be a good time to take a relationship in the step further almost, because you're committing more when you are helping them with the hard stuff. Okay. So there's lots on that side here, but okay. So then we have Sagittarius. Art card. Could be artist. Also sort of in lieu of temperance, sobriety, taking a break. But also could be a fire sign, whereas like this is the situation with the air sign. This is the situation with potentially a fire sign, Sagittarius specifically. But it could be you, and it could just be that you are an artist or you are working on something, creating something, okay? Anything, any job, any line of work, right? It doesn't have to be art necessarily, but it can be your art. Takes skill no matter what you're doing. What's the stitch? Knight of Cups. Okay, so going back to the father energy, but also it's definitely you, although more of a man than a woman, because water's already a feminine element. So we would more likely be represented as the queen, right? But Sagittarius with the Knight of Cups, it's like you step up for this person. Or perhaps you have a very supportive father who supports your creative endeavors or helped you get through college or whatever it is, and maybe you need to kind of thank them. Could go either way. Depends on your situation, but something along those lines. Oh, and then the Queen of Swords. That's crazy. Definitely getting kind of a family vibe or something, but also the balance, right? You're trying to be this Knight of Cups for both the air sign woman, the Queen of Swords here, where you're dealing with this very heavy, complicated, dangerous situation with this air sign, potentially, with this person who's really going through something hard right now. But you're trying to also be this Knight of Cups, the replenisher, the healer, the lover, the nurturer, the father, right? You're trying to do all this for both the Sagittarius, who maybe you want to do it for, and the Queen of Swords, this air sign, who you need to do it for. I'm not really getting a third party situation. I don't think it's like you're with one and not the other, or with both or anything. It's like two separate scenarios, like two way different relationships. Like say this is like a daughter, this would be more like it if your partner is a Sag, right? Or vice versa. Like one's family, one's friend, or one's a very hard relationship, but you just want to like be with your family or something. It just depends on who's the air sign, who's the fire sign. If you're dealing with neither or none, then you have to just decide which one fits the personality of the passionate, fiery, creative, hardworking art card versus this complicated, tumultuous, lots of work Queen of Swords. Okay, so that's a lot. It's like whatever's going on with the fire energy, with the passion, with the entertainment, if you will. The Queen of Swords is sort of interfering with that, I would say. So on one side here, we have a side face down on its card. Ace of Wands. You don't even know how to feel. You're not really sure what to do. If you should just like invest more and just go ahead and express your feelings and just kind of go with it in both directions, or if you've got to let it go. It could apply. I almost feel like because I did this one first, this applies more to the air sign situation, right? Or the air sign, right? It could be like a man and a woman or something, or both men. But because masculine elements, any sign but man, you know. But yeah, with the Ace of Wands on its side, you got the Ace of Swords up here, which, like, cool, you're ready to, like, do the work, but it's like, how am I supposed to feel about this? Am I supposed to let go of this person once I help them and just realize that I don't have feelings for them anymore? Or do I like stay connected and stay invested and blah, 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 you know, and continue to love them, even though this is maybe really hard? It's on its side. It can go either way, right? And then I got this little mess here. So this would be more for the Sagittarius. This is like, I like it. These three are going the same way, and this one's going different, but it's on its side. So basically, when these are upright, you're not getting this. And when this is upright, you're not getting this. So it's like, what are you missing out on? Whichever way you go. Like whether or not you make it work with the Sagittarius in spite of the Queen of Swords. And use the terms lightly. I'm just using them as a handy reference at this point to distinguish the two timelines. But again, it doesn't have to be the actual signs that you're dealing with, okay? So just keep that in and out of mind, depending on how it applies. But you have to figure out which is which. So we have the Seven of Cups, straight up. Excessive. It's a little excessive, and you know it. Either they're excessive, or you know the way you're feeling is excessive. What they are requiring of you might be excessive. Okay, there's some kind of excess here. Seven of Swords, futility, pointless conflict. Why are you fighting? You have no reason to fight, right? I don't know. It's double sevens though too, so that might even be sort of a good sign, but the other two sevens are better, right? Like, the Seven of Discs is a lot worse because it's failure. What's the Seven of Wands? Valor would have been nice, but maybe a lot of fighting, a lot of conflict with them. But because the Swords and the Cups is present, it does make me lean toward this being the scenario with the Queen of Swords, doesn't it? Why is it coming up air? Maybe it's realizing that this person is taking up, okay, so since you're the King of Cups, you're doing too much for this Queen of Swords character. And in return, they ain't doing shit for themselves. Yes, you have to reach out and help them, but like in the end, it might just be a futile situation. Your efforts are wasted. But then we have the Knight of Wands, which would be heavy on the Sagittarius energy, being the masculine, the fire masculine. Coming in to sort of rescue you. Okay? Or you coming to the rescue anyway. If, you know, maybe the Sagittarius inspires you in that sense. And then the one that is in reverse is the Five of Wands strife. Well, shit, at least you're entertained, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's maybe really hard and it's a lot of work, but shit, you ain't bored, that's for sure. I mean, emotionally, reverse Five of Wands? Not bored, but upright, without all this shit going, without all the drama, without all the conflict or whatever this is, it's sort of like, maybe a little more boring, kind of dragging ass, just not really maybe even going anywhere. So you got a lot to think about, a lot to sort out, lots of really strange but also specific shit going on, but you got to take care of all of it pretty much. So you got two of these. We're going to just move right into work life. We got Agares and Ganga. Money and shit was good. Focus on direction and guidance, bringing allies and helpful items closer and pushing enemies and destructive influences away. You maybe need to question the people that you work with a little bit and realize that you need to be thinking about how they're going to treat you and not necessarily how they're doing the job, who's going to be loyal to you or something like that, right? Be careful of who you're trusting with your money. if you're considering investing with someone. Focus on direction and guidance, bringing allies and helpful items closer, and pushing enemies and destructive influences away. It's going to be tricky. You got to, like, sift them out. For real. I don't know what about, but I'm just saying. Reevaluate. And then Genga Grama. Comes up a lot, but not lately. Beware of excessive pride, bragging, or not judging a situation or knowing all of the facts before getting involved. Shut your motherfucking mouth, bruh. Shut up. There is no need to brag, no need to show off, especially in a work setting. Even if you're an independent contractor or a freelance or working for yourself, okay? You don't need to just talk about what a boss you are. Shut up. For your own good. Not because dude, most of the Scorpios in my life are under the age of 10, so who am I talking to? But at the same time, shut up. Shut up. I feel like water signs are supposed to be naturally quiet anyways. Gotta quit bragging. Okay? We're proud of you. Move on. And I don't want to hear you talking shit about a Leo ever again. Right? Yeah. So, Skull of Light, illumination. Everything that's in the dark will come to light. Alright? Anything that you're trying to keep secret, anything people are keeping secret from you, all of this conflict and turmoil on the inside is really going to start to come out on the outside, and you have to just keep shining. You have to just keep being your bright, super self. Okay? And don't think about anyone else when shit goes down. I mean, that seems like terrible advice, but I feel like I'm really flowing with it right now. 133, so we'll see how this goes, but it's like you've cracked the code and now you have to let it unfold. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. And what's this? Spider! I think this is the third one in a row. Community and web weaving. It's going to be all about working together. That's why you don't want to alienate people by running your mouth about how amazing you are, because it makes it seem like you think everyone else is less than you. I think that's a bad habit with Scorpios. You need to let people get a word in sometimes. Which is funny because most talkative signs I wouldn't say Scorpio, but it's about the nature of the conversations that you do have. Okay? You're not the end-all be-all. You can always learn. And I think Scorpios typically are avid learners. So it's something about work, right? But you need to start building and with people, community and web weaving, networking, connecting on a deeper level, operating as a web where every little string matters. Okay? So it's just something to think about. I didn't mean to like yell at you, but also I think people need to kind of like be real straight with Scorpios. And I think my Scorpio rising helps deliver that in the way that Scorpios need to hear it. So I don't mean to be too abrasive. It's nothing personal. But Apple, risk and reward. Making yourself vulnerable is a huge risk, but you might need to do it to get the greatest reward possible. To yield the best results, you're going to have to shake things up. You're going to have to do things a little different. You're going to have to go out of your comfort zone. But risk and reward. Put it out there and you will get it back. All right then. Eternal love. Love is love is love, and it transcends physical death. Someone maybe have passed on and they just want to send their love from the other side. Could also be bonds. This was not super common this week, but there was a couple readings that were talking about really strong bonds. Taurus was one, and Libra more or less was too, if any of them are in your life. But yeah, I don't know, reincarnation kind of thing. Could be someone on the other side sending their love, or it's the bonds that you have in your life currently are really deep and go for lifetimes. Okay, let's see if there's any other messages real quick. Do you see me? Okay, this is really crazy. Because I was getting these lyrics this very niche techno song from a really long time ago. It's Can You Hear Me? Do You Know Who I Am? Which I think is very Scorpio, right? Like, did you hear me? Are you not listening? Do you even know who I am? Again, with the excessive bragging and the pride and everything. So I heard that, but then I realized that it was the song, Can You Hear Me? Do You Know Who I Am? I live in the dark. I am the devil. Dance with me! Okay, and I almost feel like, am I channeling Satan right now? Am I channeling the devil? You know, I'm seeing like this big horn dude. But then the pile falls out, and the first one is the underworld, where all things pause and begin again. I wonder if it's supposed to be like Hades or something. And I don't really do deity work, but I just, I hear other people kind of talking about it, and people seek out certain deities or gods or goddesses, and I never did. And so I was like, I think if any of them connected with me, it probably would be Hades. And here we are, where I'm feeling like that might be what we're channeling right now. It came up as the devil, but then with the underworld leads me to believe it wasn't necessarily Satan, like in the Christian sense, but Hades in a more eternal sense, if you will. Okay. But yeah, the underworld, where all things pause and begin again. Let's just see if it's Hades. Oh man, I think it is, and it's weird. He's presenting himself as the cartoon because he says it's his favorite modernized version of himself. Because it's funny as fuck. Wasn't crazy about the Once Upon a Time stuff, but yeah, he really likes the Hercules version of Hades a lot. So that's really funny because I love that too. I don't know if that's my own subliminal conditioning, but I've done a lot of channeling, and people present themselves in different ways, right? And so it's just the easiest to see it being clairvoyant is when you see the images, or claircognizant, I don't remember. That's how he's presenting himself. So I'm going to run with it. Where all things pause and begin again. It's okay to start over. It's okay to stop for a little while. It's okay to honor the fact that this is winter. Things are slow. Things might be dragging out. Things might be a little more difficult. It's okay to take breaks. It's okay to step back. It's okay to not be able to take all this on right now. Right? It's okay to let go and walk away, or whatever you got to do. Take it slow. Because right after the underworld is winter. The sacredness of pausing. So I do feel like, here's the thing. Because I'm feeling like this is Hades, and we're talking about the underworld, I think it's worth mentioning that winter is when Persephone was in the underworld the whole season. That's where winter comes from in Greek mythology. He's like, just call it folklore, which is an interesting take. I don't know anyone else's experiences with gods and goddesses. It's kind of my first one. But winter, it's just like that right now, Like it's just, it is what it is. It's time to just kind of take a break and relax a little bit. Okay, the sacredness of pausing. You're not really supposed to be doing anything. You're sort of meant to be chilling in the underworld by yourself. So if you're feeling a little isolated, good. That's the way it should be right now. Little Persephone-ass Scorpios. Okay. However, Hades has my back and says you owe me a tip. Lady de los Muertos. She works for money, I've been told. And so when I see this card, I just think, yep, I gotta charge. My Venmo is in the description. You can also like, comment, share, subscribe, all that shit. Counts just as much of it. Writing a little review if you like it. Booking your personal reading. Tip, something a little extra for the video. Thank you. So, it's also acceptance and equality. So, you ain't better than anybody. Because over there, ain't nobody shit. You know what I mean? You're all nothing to him. Acceptance and equality. Enjoy this. But be humble. Okay. Dawn, light after the darkness. You don't necessarily have to be in the underworld for eternity either. It's kind of a temporary thing. He doesn't want anyone here all the time. He doesn't want to be here all the time. I feel like the whole lesson is like the underworld sort of rises through winter. It starts in October and doesn't really finish, I think, till March. I don't know. I'm new. I'm learning a lot this past year, having started my healing process and tapping into my gifts, tuning in. When the world is white is when it really comes alive for him. He likes the snow is what he meant. He realized after saying it sounded really bad, but he likes the snow and then he goes back. So yeah, I think winter's, it's very Hades prominent, which is interesting. Never thought about it. He likes, is he a snowbird? I don't know. Now it's just a little goofy, but dawn, darkest before the dawn, or light after the darkness. Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Like, whatever it is, winter will end, and when winter ends, you're gonna remember who you are. You're gonna remember what you came for. It's gonna come back to you. And he's almost a little apologetic for putting you through so much this winter, even. But trick or treat, mischief and play. Just have fun with it. Just enjoy it. Just kind of like tap in and try to talk to people, maybe the dead or whoever. Maybe try to channel him, or you can come through me, obviously, because he's in it now. But just try to have fun with it and run with it and just go off so you can be done with it. Okay? I think that's good. I think I'm going to end it there. I'm going to maybe check for any last minute messages. He says beware. Yeah, he's saying maybe don't rush to connect. Took him long enough to come to me. I should not be just recommending. He's not easy. Funny, but not easy. Okay, so cauldron. Synergy and healing. Just focus on yourself. Okay? Focus on your own shit. Focus on your own healing. I just said too, I'm tuning in to all these gifts and really growing in my powers because of my healing this year. It's time for you to do the same. And it's time for you to work with others again. Okay? Realizing that sometimes team efforts are the best efforts. 144. Let's play. Said playing with a Scorpio is a dangerous game. But honestly, he don't even remember your name. It's not that serious. Feel like I had a little personal connection. 3333 on the timestamp. I think it's a good time to end it. Had a little personal conversation while I was still connected, but that was it for Scorpio. So, anyways, thanks for tuning in. I hope that was a positive message for you, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much, Scorpio. Good night.